Welcome. This is a tutorial on how to pre-process EEG data with the eegfix pre-processing pipeline. I've opened up a terminal window, and first I'm going to open a Dolphin browser, which I use for file browsing. And I'm going to go to my data public folder, to templates, to pre-processing, and this is the basic script set and file structure for a pre-processing folder. So I'm going to copy all this, and then I'm going to put it where I want to pre-process data. So we're going to do that in data main, and I'm going to be pre-processing the DVS. Now, first of all, this file is the electrode locations for most EEG caps, and this startup file will add the following folders and the relevant paths for the PTB, for EEG lab, and for the eegfix scripts. So you will open up MATLAB in this location. So I have the pre-processing steps here. So the first thing to do is to use grep and rename Linux functions to customize the script set to your specific task. So all the scripts are in this script folder. And the default right now, they're set up for a go, no-go task. And the ERPs are stim locked. So depending on your task, you'll want to change these. So if you open up either the initial script setup or this specifying parameters file, you'll see there are these two lines of code here. Grep is a Linux search function, which will search for any instance of this text, and it will replace it with this text. And then this rename function will look for any files that end in .m that have this text in it, and it will replace it with this. So I'm going to be pre-processing a emotion regulation task that is going to be stim locked. So I'm going to replace go stim with erstim, both in the text files and the file names. So I can just copy this, and if I paste it into this terminal window, which is in this script folder, it will do all that. So now the script set, everything is named for my task. Alright, so the next step is to open up MATLAB and then open these three scripts in MATLAB. So on the server, I need to SSH into Paco. Then again, I'm going to want to change directory to where I'm currently at now. And don't go into the scripts folder, just stay into that parent folder. And then I'm going to open MATLAB with the GUI. So all these scripts here, you will generally use most or all of these when pre-processing EEG data. The main script is this _run script. So we're going to open up this one, the parameters, which has a lot of the different parameters for your data. And then the troubleshooting script is sort of a step-by-step version of the run script that you can use to see what's wrong with an individual data file. Alright, so first I'm going to open up those 3 scripts. So I'm going to open up run, parameters, and troubleshooting. Okay, so this run script is the first thing we're going to be working on. And I have the general layout of that script here. So this is the basic. There is a setup section where you set up variables and paths for your data files. And then there is one big for loop which goes through each participant file. And for each participant file, it loads the data, that one data file. It runs one main base preprocessing script, and it outputs an EEG lab .set file, which has been preprocessed, and then it's converted to PTB format, and then the .mat file is saved, along with a report which has a lot of information about this particular data file and how the preprocessing went. And then that individual subject file ends, and then it just starts over for the next participant. So this is the basic preprocessing run script structure. So the setup is this first section here. And so what we need to do is change these relevant variables to specify where all the paths are. So I'm going to be on 114, and this is emotion regulation stim, so the report will be named that. The main directory that I'm in is right here. I can just copy and paste that. So the in-name beginning is for where the raw data is. So now I need to go and find where the raw data is. And on our server, it's in data staging. So I'm going to DVS raw, and here's all the raw data files. And these are VHDR files. So I have the in-name end here. So if it were a neuroscan.cnt, you'd put that there, or whatever the file ending is. And then we want to set the paths for the output files. Oh, didn't do that. Sometimes MATLAB copy and paste functions are a little wonky. Okay. So now the output files will be put into data main, and whether you're actually saving the .set files, which we typically do not, we typically only save the .mat PTB files. Okay, so that looks good. So this is just calling the parameters file here, which we have open, which I'll get to in a second. And then these two lines are used to create the subnames. So this variable subnames is going to be the unique identified part of each file name, which has each subject name in it, basically. And so there's a function here which will go into this specific location where the raw data files are and find everything specified by this here. So it's going to be stuff with emotion regulation in it. Then anything can come after it, .vhdr. So let me actually go back there and make sure, take a look at how things, oh, it's not emotion regulation, it's slow picks. Okay, well, I need to change that. So this has already been saved. I'm just going to close these and re-grep everything. So now it's going to be ER is what it currently is. And this is going to be slowpicks underscore stim. Again, just copy and paste it into the folder where your scripts are. And now they're all renamed properly. Okay, back to this. Let me open those scripts back up. So run parameters troubleshooting. Okay, so as you can see, it replaced the ER stim with slowpick stim. Grep is a great function. Anyways, so this, we'll want to change this to slowpicks. I'm just making sure. So it's going to be stuff with in-name beginning. In-name beginning is this, raw. Then it's going to be this. That's going to be that. So let's see, I might need a wildcard here first, but let me try it and see what happens. You can hit F9 on a keyboard to run whatever you're highlighting in MATLAB. Oh, right, I need to specify these things. Okay, try this again. All right, so it didn't work. I think I need a wildcard there. Nope. So in-name beginning, data staging, raw.